What up, guys? How are you? Welcome to another beautiful day. Me, my laptop, and my glass of water. You should grab a glass of water and sit down and watch this amazing video. Today, I want to talk about 20 relationship killers and how to stop them in their tracks. There's so many things that are just always beneath the surface, and if left unattended to, over time, it's going to erode the quality of the relationship, the quality of the intimacy, and then shit will start to shut down. So, let's get into it. We have been approaching communication the wrong way for hundreds of years. And relationship coaches are part to blame in this, because relationship coaches will say, oh, women like to communicate, but men don't really like to communicate. The truth is, men don't know how to communicate. They don't like to communicate. Women don't know how to communicate. They only like to talk. When a woman is talking, she assumes she's communicating, but they are two different things. And if the woman is even communicating, which means she's saying what she wishes to say, the man is getting her point. But if the guy's standpoint or point of view is different from hers, she concludes that they are not communicating. I'm not shifting the blame on women. Same way, men too. Something that they need to sit down and talk about, they will refuse to talk about it. So, lack of communication is not just that, oh, I want to talk to him and he doesn't talk. No, it's more than that. Sometimes you sit down and talk to him, but just because he didn't say what you like to hear, you consider it as non-communicating. Or maybe he comes to you because they've told him that, oh, you need to open up. You need to speak to your wife more. So he comes. A lot of husbands do this. He will come and open his mouth and talk to their baby girl. A, B, C, D. This is what is going on. But if the woman is not ready to hear what he's saying at that time, they have not communicated. Communication has not happened. So lack of communication is definitely one silent relationship killer. The man has to understand that he needs to let his woman talk. He needs to let his woman talk because she'll think better. The woman has to understand that just because we don't agree, just because what he's saying is not what I like to hear, or he's not agreeing with what I'm saying, does not mean we have not communicated. The fact that I have said what I want to say, he heard me, and he has said what he wants to say, and I heard him. Communication has happened. Maybe we have not resolved the issue. Maybe we're just going to have to agree to disagree, but communication has happened. But if a guy should sacrifice his time, emotional investment, and sit down and go against his nature and his instinct to listen through a 2-hour conversation, but just because you're not on the same page, you now say, you never communicate. Next time, do you think he's going to sit down? So, open, honest, and active listening to understand each other. We all do this act of listening to reply. We all do it. And if you want to have peace of mind, you need to stop doing it. Listen to understand. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Steve Covey says, seek first to understand before you seek to be understood. You will think you are doing the other person a favor, but I promise you are doing yourself the biggest favor because you are the one that will benefit from it the most. Broken trust, whether due to past betrayals or insecurities, can cause doubt and anxiety. Trust is not only on cheating, it's not only on when somebody cheats. Trust could be even be on money. It could be even be on the fact that, oh, you got a job and you didn't tell me. You got the job last week. I know this happened to a couple I know, but you didn't tell me. You told your siblings, you told your mother, you told your father, but you didn't tell me. Yeah, I'm the last to hear of it. It could be on any little thing. Now, when trust has been broken, right, you need to work on getting it back. You see, you also, if your partner betrays your trust, this is where the element of forgiveness comes in. It might take similar events to happen again before they can earn your trust. But you cannot stand on the line of tension while they are yet to earn your trust. So in that case, you need to loan them some trust and believe in the fact that they love you and they will choose not to hurt you if that situation arises again. It's a risk. Love is a risk. And that's how life operates. So, trust issues is a silent killer in relationships. You have to be transparent. If you know that you've betrayed your partner's trust, cheating comes under this. Let's say your woman has caught you cheating before. She has caught you sending raunchy messages to another lady. Then you come home and your phone is on flight mode. You start putting your phone face down. Or you're going and say, I'm going to see someone. I'm going somewhere. What's someone and somewhere? I'm not saying you should start reporting yourself and writing log or sharing location. That thing disgusts me. You don't need to be sharing location. It's all bullshit. Love is not prison. But you need to be transparent and open. Otherwise, why would you as a man just deliberately want to have a woman that's vibrating out of panic? You will now complain that she's vibrating, but you are the one creating the atmosphere like that. So you need to be more open with her. A, B, C, D. Trust issues. So you have to be transparent and keep your promises and work on rebuilding the trust over time. And don't break it again, because trust is easy to break, it's hard to repair. When you have unresolved conflict, when you have grievances from the past, when you hold on to things that you guys should have moved past, and it builds into resentment. Resentment is a balloon that soon goes pop, you know? If you don't bring it to the surface, it's going to cause another problem. And this thing creates a silent gap that one party might not even know. So something tiny happens and then you react and you fight and you blow up. But it wasn't supposed to be that, but it's because you have been resenting the other person. So the solution to that is that you need to address conflicts when they arise. Of course, I do understand this thing that I see happen in a lot of couples. Let's say your man is always nonchalant and he always ignores or just doesn't get the point of something. It's very nonchalant. And you've told him 1, twice, 50 times, and then he apologizes. And then he does it again. It's very easy to say that is how you did that time. I don't think we can really classify that one as resentment if it is the same pain points that the other person is touching. Also, a woman too. If your husband is always telling you, babe, you always make emotional decisions. You call me, let's discuss it before you make a decision. And she goes ahead and she makes a decision. And she does it 1, 2, 3, 10, 100 times, whatever. And then the guy decides to just keep quiet. Maybe one day something happens, she now makes an emotional decision again and runs back to her husband and says, see you, there's trouble. The guy will have the tendency of saying, but this is what you always do. It would be unfair to now say, why are you going to the past? It would be unfair because it is the same pain point that you are touching again. So resentment is not only the resenter. The person causing the resenter to resent also needs to do work. You also need to do. You can't just say, oh, you're bottling things up. Oh, you are going to the past. Are you touching the same pain point over and over again? So to solve resentment, you need to address conflict as they arise. You need to practice forgiveness. And you, that's making the other person have things that make them resent you, have to know, why do I always keep doing this same shit that hurts my partner over and over again? You need to understand your partner's weak points and strengths and play to their strengths more than you play to their weak points. When neglect starts happening, it leads to bottling things up. Bottling things up leads to resentment. An example of neglect is a woman who likes to go on dates. The guy was, when a man was toasting her, he was always taking her on dates, prioritizing all that, little things. Now they are together, everything is there, and then she's like, yo, why don't we go on dates anymore? This is so common. We don't even go on dates anymore. Because men, yes, can't get into that routine. And she feels neglected. She starts feeling like you're not seeing her. She starts feeling like she's not heard. There's nothing women hate more than not feeling heard. Men also do feel neglected also. This guy is, sacrificing all he has, is putting his money. Maybe you even contribute part of the money as a woman, but he is doing his own part, right? But you have just assumed, well, it's the man, it's what he's supposed to do. Of course. And whether you appreciate him or not, he's going to do it. But how much more would you make life easier if you just appreciated that guy? How much more would it hurt you if you tell him that, oh, I appreciate your effort? And if only you guys just have a clue how easy men are. How easy. Men really don't give a shit about gifts and all that. How many men fuss about their birthday, that buy me this on my birthday? He just wants to be appreciated. If you know what a text can do, if you know what thank you can get you out of your mind, that money you are asking him for, just thank him for the next 1 week. You see that he'll give you that money without thinking. We were created to serve you guys. It's just that you have lost the hack because they have taught you people nonsense over the years. So neglect definitely is something that blows up a relationship from inside out. You need to prioritize time with each other, quality time. as a man, you need to really, really come out of your comfort zone and prioritize quality time with your woman. It is insensitive if you want to go hang out with your guys and you're all gingered and she sees that you're excited. Whereas she's looking at you like, yo, but you're not excited like this when you want to hang out with me. You need to prioritize quality time. So neglect affects relationships. Trying to dominate or dictate your partner's actions, this definitely affects your relationship and can kill the relationship. Now, women want to be dominated. I will say this again in capital letter. Women want to be dominated. She wants to submit. She is her most creative self when she's submissive. In short, submissive women have the best orgasms. But she needs to trust the man enough to let go. Now, I don't know if you have gone to carry one issue as a guy. Maybe you carry a girl that has been dealt with, from childhood and she's scarred and traumatized. I don't know. But many men don't have a scarred woman. Many of you guys have a beautiful woman who would willingly submit if you give her the right masculine energy. But you want to eat your cake and have it. You want to be petty. You want to use abusive words. You want to step out of a masculine frame and lose control every single day. But somehow, some magical way, you just want her to remain in that submissive instance. She wouldn't be. We're not in 1972. Women don't automatically just submit because society and religion has boxed them into it. Now, we've blurred all the lines. We have developed. Human consciousness has evolved. We have scattered everything. So now, they too, they can say, no, I know they agree. So you need to stay in your masculine frame to force her into that submissive role. Now, there's a difference between taking charge and being controlling. As a man, you want to try and take charge. It's not easy when you have a stubborn woman. I do know. So I'm not just chatting and trying to perspire. It's not easy if you have a stubborn woman. And yes, I'm going to get to the part where the woman has to do it. But as a man, by all means, always take charge. It comes with a dose of being controlling, yes, and she wants to be controlled. But understand that she's a whole human being, and sometimes you're just going to have to let her have things away. Sometimes you're just going to have to let her do things away. It's okay. It doesn't, it even earns you respect, right? Sometimes just let her do her things. But other times, especially if it has to do with the safety of the family, you're going to put your foot down and you're not going to agree. And this is why I tell guys, do not throw abusive words at your woman. Let your words carry weight. The more you shout, scream, do this, then your words, it's too plenty. But when you speak once, let it have sense. And that is it. Women too, when it comes to controlling behavior, right? For your man, don't stop managing your man. Just because he does something different doesn't mean that it is not right. Let me give you an example. A woman goes for the weekend to see her father who was, just had a surgery and was feeling ill. So she went to their hometown to see her father. And she left the husband with the kids. So upon coming back, as she entered the house, the girl already is thinking, me and the kids, we've just been playing, we've been jumping on the chair, I've been doing my thing. The kids, I give them their iPad, they're quiet. There's been peace in this house. This woman will come now and she will start picking faults. And lo and behold, his wife comes back and she steps into the house. Who put this here? Oh, I've told you not to put this thing. This tap. Who let it? What happened? Now, definitely everything will not be the way you left it when you went away from home. But because it's different doesn't mean the house is upside down. The kids are happy. They've eaten. They're having fun with their dad. Why are you coming to blow everything up? Oh, this kid, you didn't comb this child's ear. Oh, listen, calm down. Calm down. So you see that controlling behavior, it will make a man feel disrespected. And I said this in another video. When a man feels disrespected, it's going to shut down. All right? So that is something. To fix it, you have to respect each other's autonomy and encourage that independence and allow individuality. Emotional and physical intimacy are vital. And when they are missing, disconnection grows. You see, there's a difference between intercourse and intimacy. You can have intercourse without one drop of intimacy. Intercourse just means penis enter vagina, bas, we go. Just like intercourse. But there's no intimacy. But intimacy, you can also have intimacy and doesn't necessarily need to end in intercourse. But if it does, it will be delicious. But intimacy means you could just be hugging and cuddling. Your wife could be cooking in the kitchen. You go kiss her from behind. She could walk in past. You could slap her ass, which women like a lot. Always get in the habit of slapping your wife's ass. Now you get them. So just all those things just depict intimacy. And these things just make you know that my person is somewhere around. You're out at an event. I've told guys this so much. You're out at an event, you're doing your thing with the men, your wife is with the women then. But one time when you just come across each other, you just look at her, baby, are you okay? Are you sure? But so even when you're not there, she just knows that my man is here. Nobody can mess with me, even though nobody's messing with her. Everywhere is safe. But biologically, instinctively, women just want to know that my man got me. Imagine looking at your woman from afar and you notice that she's struggling with something and you walk through the crowd like a python and you go and find out, you solve the problem she wants to solve. Maybe she's trying to carry something, you go and then you go back. She just knows that no matter what, my man has sixth sense to look out for me. So intimacy is not necessarily just let's do. Sometimes a lot of women complain about this. They just want to cuddle with their man. And the moment the man cuddles with them, he wants to put something inside something. Me say if I'm on that table, because cuddle like this, you don't be with that or you don't meh, So it's not easy for a guy to cuddle and all chuku, tata. So, but some women just want it. So as a man, sometimes you control yourself, let her have the cuddling, just give her, maybe it's 2 a.m. By 5 a.m. she will allow. So women, sometimes just want this element of intimacy here. Even sending a text, a random text during the day, it goes in the direction of intimacy. So nurture closeness with affection, right? Deep conversations and quality time. Don't forget, sitting down with your woman and allowing her to talk, yes, is a sign of intimacy. For you as a guy, you probably don't think it's anything. But for her, it definitely signifies intimacy. So you have to prioritize that. Lack of intimacy is definitely a serious relationship killer. These things I'm telling you are reasons why some couples have grown apart and they just don't want to see each other. They walk past each other in passage in the house and they kind of bend there. They don't want their shoulder to touch each other. Spark, it don't go, it don't fade. Don't let these things happen. I've said this before, that there are interests and there are values. You like to watch Korean drama, your man likes to watch football, those are interests. Values means that I believe that my son must do masculine things and he must never give signs of him being feminine. Another person like, no, if I have a son and he says he feels he's a girl in a girl's body and then fine, it's okay, I'm okay with it. It's all love, we're all equal. You can be a guy, you can identify as a toddler, you can identify as a cucumber, you can identify as a plant, anything. But those are values, difference in values. This one falls between interest and values. The idea of jackpying, which is relocating to another country, for those who don't understand the Nigerian slang. If you want to relocate to another country and believe that I must raise my kids in the UK or in Canada, another person believes, no, I must raise my kids in Nigeria with our culture. They must know the culture of the land. That's incompatible right there. That means somebody somewhere is going to have to compromise. And if your interests, if your desires for that value system of raising your kids in Canada is too strong, then you guys are going to be clashing head on. So you have to know if you have to call it quits, if this incompatibility is too much, if you guys are not a good fit. Or maybe it is interests that you guys are beginning to feel like it's differences, because some people, we have been, I don't want to sound negative, but we have become so childish that some guys, and women do this too, some guys just don't, they just feel because their wife likes doing this thing. She likes shopping. Not necessarily spending money, shopping by shopping. I mean, maybe even going to the grocery store and spending a long time in the grocery store. They just feel, what's all this nonsense? What's all this nonsense? Complaining about everything, right? I know a couple that the woman is a content creator and the guy is a banker or something, right? He's a banker. And the woman, so he's all serious and everything. The woman is a content creator and she likes to do that in her spare time. And he just always just dissing her content. So the time when she's even having imposter syndrome, trying to, deliver something to her followers, the support she needs in the home is not there. But it is her interest. It's not like she's showing nudity on there. She's just probably discussing whatever food or whatever she's discussing online. So you have to understand that you can't treat interest as if it's something that is a problem. And that's why I say that you don't need to change your partner. The part that aligns, as long as your value system aligns, you both know that you should be Muslim or you should be Christian. You both know that you should raise your kids this way. It's fine. The rest, my husband is addicted to football, okay? It's not as if unless he's gambling away. But if it's that he likes watching football, he has a favorite team. So allow it. So incompatibility, please do not look at interest and think that you guys are incompatible because your interests don't align. Please don't do that. And if it's serious incompatibility based on value systems, then you people should call it quits. Constant arguing without resolution damages emotional security. Now, it is not that we argue that's a problem. Sometimes it's not the fact that we argue. We are going to argue. We're going to see things differently. I'm going to be very, very hung on my opinion. And you also you have a right to be hung on your opinion. But you see, it's how we come back from the argument that matters. The fact that we see something differently. The fact that the pressure rose to the ceiling. But how do we bounce back from it? Do I now carry it on my head as if the world must come to an end? Or when everything cools down, do we just kind of ease through it? Because this is not the last time we're going to have an argument. We are always going to see things differently because we are two separate human beings who have probably lived 20 to 30 years of our lives before we met each other. So it is okay to argue, but the resolution skills, how you resolve the issue, I think resolution skills is too big in English. How you come back from the arguments. We don't argue finish. Okay, you see I'm this way, I see I'm this way. Okay. Because many times, right, it's not even about somebody being right or wrong. We have been trained, because all of us have gone to school and we think school is everything. We have been trained by the school system, by the theories of physics and mathematics that everything is black and white. But no, in human psychology, it is not. Sometimes the opposite of a good opinion is another good opinion, right? So you have to understand that sometimes both of you are just right. He's right and you are right. She's right. So where do you want to find who is right or wrong there? You just have to agree to disagree. You just have to know and resolve the conflict and know that you are more important to me than this argument that we're having. It didn't feel good, but maybe I don't like you right now, but I love you. One thing that kills relationships, you guys are good, right? But then external stressors start to try to penetrate into the relationship. And like they say, a ship cannot sink with water outside, but water inside it can sink it. So if there should be if external pressure should seep into the relationship and somebody's mind starts to tick in the other direction, then there can be issue and the other party will not know, right? These things could be work pressure, it could be financial troubles, it could be family issues, it could be in-laws beginning to whisper, that your wife, why is she always doing like this? That your husband, you should do this, or friends, females, you guys, you have friends, you have women who have not experienced amazing masculinity and a man's presence and consideration as much as you have. So she's going to come with the trauma she has had from the weak men she's always been with and advise you on how you should treat your own man that is okay, even though your man has his own character struggles too, but he's doing amazing with you. But she's going to give you some stupid dumb advice because she has been with wolves. Then you now take it and start projecting it onto your man before you go and destroy what did not need to destroy. So external stressors, right, can definitely affect relationships. You need to understand that it is about you and your partner versus the problem, not you versus your partner. So even if your partner is seeing something in a way and you wish them to see it another way, it's not necessarily against you. It's not necessarily that they're against you. It's just the way they are seeing it. So if you remember that you and your other half are on the same team, then you can tackle the problem. Never make it you versus your partner. Never ever make it you versus your partner. That's why I say seek first to understand before you seek to be understood. A lot of times I've had people say, oh, do you think I should leave? It could be a situation where a man says, oh, my wife nags a lot. Do you think I should leave? My answer is not always definite. It's not always, yes, you should leave. Because when you say your woman nags a lot, it's possible she's a nagger. It's possible you do something that makes her nag. And many times when people narrate a story to you, they will not say it in the way that you will see their own fault, right? So if a man tells me, oh, my woman is a nag, should I leave? I don't give a direct answer. If a woman also comes and says, even something as serious as my husband cheated on me, Should I leave? I don't give a direct answer. That decision is up to you to make. There are many factors that you need to consider, right? There are many, many factors that you need to consider. The only time I will tell somebody that move now is when there's physical abuse. If a woman should come and tell me, my husband beats me, go first. First go. First go. It land you black eye. Please, first be going. Because we have seen situations where the guy loses it, hits out the wrong way, and then we hear that, oh, this person died from domestic violence. God forbid, bad thing. So when it's domestic violence, so emotional or physical abuse, right, can definitely, this one is not even a silent killer. I don't know why I put it here as silent killer. It's a loud killer. The silent killer part of it is the emotional side, because emotional abuse is domestic violence in invisible form. If somebody's being emotionally abused, so let's say it could be anyone, it could be the woman, man. Let's say a woman is being emotionally abused, but the guy never touches her. If you ask her, have you ever hit you? She'll be like, no, he never hit me. But if you look inside it, you might see serious emotional abuse. Same also, a woman, her words could stab a man. She could literally be killing the guy. Of course, nobody's probably going to ask the guy that you, even though we have some cases of that, but it's not common. But if the woman is emotionally abusing the guy, you will not know. There are a lot of women you see out there, they are just dancing. Oh, she looks like she can't hurt a fly. But now when she be inside house for her husband. So emotional and physical abuse can definitely, kill a relationship. And you need to set boundaries. You need to, if it's gone to that point and you've tried to address it with each other, then it's okay to get counseling. It's okay to speak to a coach. I know it's hard getting men to speak to a coach, but maybe the idea of living, convincing that person that I'm going to walk, can get them to be like, okay, let's talk to a coach. Betrayal, right, can severely hurt somebody's soul, and it can really crash and destroy emotional security. Now, it's tricky when we talk about cheating and how women view it. Some women are just cool with cheating. It's not like they want him to cheat and tell them he's cheating, but they just don't care. Now, we can say, oh, it's a lie, they do care. Do you know? Some people have been so brought up and indoctrinated into accepting the fact that men are polygamous by nature. And if a part of her, if her emotional setup is just not panicking about it, then why do we want to make her panic about it? Why? If she says, I don't check my man's phone because I don't want to see what does not make, and she's happy, who are we to impose that she must do it our way? Who are we to do that? So allow people to be what they want to be. But for some people, cheating is a deal breaker. I know some women that they don't want to hear pain. So who are we now to tell them that don't leave him? Yeah, all men cheat though. She said it's a deal breaker. Leave her to go. If she says she wants to leave the guy, leave her to go. She's not mad. She's not crazy. That's how our emotional setup. We all cannot be the same. So if cheating is a deal breaker for a woman, and for some reason she finds herself forgiving him just because she's considering the fact that they have kids together, they have businesses together, and she decides to stay, then the guy has work to do. He has to be highly faithful, transparent, and he has to address issues before they escalate. And he can't keep her in the dark for too long. You're not going to go missing for 4 hours. You're not going to go missing for 8 hours. You're not going to let her drop 15 missed calls on your phone. You're just going to have to be extra alert. Don't say, oh, that was 2 years ago. What's that? What? You're just going to have to be extra alert. Otherwise, Oga, come out the marriage then if you don't say you know if you do the work. But you have to. What I always tell guys is, don't you think you will have more peace of mind? You will actually get more peace of mind. I'm actually about your own peace of mind safe here. But if you're saying, no, you're struggling, must I call him? Must I call him? No, I don't need to call him. You don't need to call him. You traveled for work. It's already midday, and you're sleeping in a hotel in another city, and she hasn't heard from you from 7 p.m. last night, and you say, she must know I'm okay. Or what's that? Or I sent her good morning text. What's that? For your own peace of mind, touch base, after a day like this, and move on. This is not really as hard as that, but no, until we make life hard before we boot. Lying about even small things, it creates doubt and distance. Now, I'm touching on this. When your partner lies on even the tiniest things, it makes you begin to self-doubt. If a man has a woman who says, oh, no, I was just at work. Oh, yeah, from work, I came straight home. Then later he finds out that no, she went somewhere. Oh, it was because my colleague was dropping me, but we first of all branched his house, or we first of all we stopped at the restaurant and then we ate. You see, it's going to start shaking things off. Men also too, if you lie on little things, your woman is going to start being doubtful. I'm going to come to the defense of men here. Sometimes men don't lie. Sometimes men don't pay attention to details. For instance, a guy that's going to hang out with his boys and says, oh, baby, we're going to Lekki Phase 1. And then on the way he calls them, they say, oh, no, meet us in Victoria Island. And then he drives to Victoria Island. And then his woman calls him, which happens a lot. Where are you? He says, I'm in Victoria Island. Said, but you told me you're going to, like you told me. I was like, no, when I called them, oh, why did you not update me? It's like, he doesn't want to feel like he has to update you every single second, right? He told you it's out. It's not been gone away from home for up to 1 hour. Cut him some slack, right? So women, because women can overthink things and their brain can blow things out of proportion, if the guy seems to be lying on small things, then she's going to think, multiply times 10. They say you give a woman something, she will multiply it. You give her sperm, she will make a baby, right? So the women multiply things. So that element of dishonesty, a man has to remove it. I'm not saying a man needs to feel like he's in prison. Dear woman, please don't let your man feel like he's in prison. There are some things he says, just take it. If you're beginning to make him feel like he's in prison, he'll share me your location, or tell me where it is. If anything changes, let me know. Come on, man. Come on. I understand it should carry you along, but there's a fine balance to these things. Let's apply common sense. Excessive jealousy can be very demoralizing, can be very draining. I know men who are very possessive and their woman feels like she's in prison. I know women too who are very possessive. I know people who they could be doing so much better in life, but because they have a partner who says, what's that for? Why do you want to do that? They're not even aspiring to even go after opportunities anymore. For instance, a guy wants to grow his business. There's no way he's not going to meet other women. There's no way he's not going to discuss. Maybe the person wants to discuss with a high-level woman. If his wife is very jumpy and everything, what's going to happen? Same thing with a woman. If she wants to grow her business, she wants to expand her business. Her husband, who is that? Who is that man calling you? Why is that person calling you? Oga, too much jealousy can be suffocating and it can kill the relationship. You need to get more secure in yourself. Of course, if there's been an history of infidelity and then there's still lack of transparency, it will definitely affect. So if you see that your jealousy side is really coming out, you need to address it. What is causing this? Is it because of a past event? Or is it that I'm just crazy by nature? Then I need to work on it. For this one, you need to work on self-love. And you need to communicate your needs without seeking constant validation. You see, women, I'm looking at you now, even though it's not only you, but I'm looking at you. If you are constantly insecure, you have self-doubt, and you need reassurance every 10 minutes, it's going to be exhausting for the relationship. The version of this is an egocentric man too. It is not easy for your woman to always have to walk on eggshells around your ego. She wants to tell you something, but she has to consider how to say it, when to say it, in which way to present it, because if she doesn't present it in the most soft, slavery, submissive, almost childlike manner, your fragile ego will fly out of the window and completely miss the point. You cannot let your ego stand in the way of what your woman wants to communicate with you. And also, for the women too, you can't be so insecure that you just feel that anything in skirt wants to straff your husband. I don't care if you say your husband is randy or anything, like, you can't just let your insecurity run the day. It's going to cause so much hiccups in the relationship. It's going to be like saying a war, like new people are in war, and it's not like that. Sometimes just let it be. And your intuition, the thing about intuition is that sometimes intuition is not the one talking. It is fear that is speaking, but it has won the mask of intuition. You're not thinking, my mind is telling me, no, that mind, they don't hack him. It's another thing that's talking to you. So insecurity, you need to work on self-love. Realize that if you have more self-love, right, you are going to realize you are going to become less insecure. And this applies to men too, egocentric men. It's just that for men, because they have this masculine exterior, you won't quickly think it is insecurity, but it is insecurity. So you need to calm down And if this is something that's going on in your relationship, then you have to work on it. There's this book, Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Perfect, amazing book. He says two people can have opposing views on money and both of them can be right. One person can believe that when we have money, let us save. We have 5 million naira. Let us save this money. Let us keep this money. Let us plan like this. Let us keep like this. And with that way, they'll get creative about managing resources and they'll be happy for as long as that money lasts and another money comes. For some people, when they get money, they'll be like, money don't come. Okay, I've been wanting to buy this. I've wanted to buy that. I want to buy this. Okay, but I buy all these things, the money will go down. Well, yeah, but I'll be happy and another money will come. Now, for the one that likes to blast the money, maybe that's what puts them in a positive energy. Maybe that's what opens their creative centers and then they go out there and hunt for more. There are people who live like that. But there are some people that if they don't save, there's not a cushion of money, they can't even go out there to hustle. So if both of them have that incompatibility, then there's going to be trouble, right? So financial disagreements can cause stress and it can lead to... what people who are not married don't know. They think it's a joke, right? But when they are married, then they realize that financial is almost sometimes as much as infidelity as cheating itself. So you need to, set financial goals together. Okay, I would like to do this, but me, I like to do this. Okay, how can we meet halfway? And understand that anything that points to security is much more sensible than stuff that points to pleasure. Of course, you need to allocate some money for pleasure. That's why women say we don't go on dates, because a part of you needs to, be offered pleasure. You need to plan money for travel if your income covers it. And you don't always have to go to damn Maldives, man. What you do La Campagne Tropicana? What you do Calabar Obudu Resorts? What's it called? What's wrong with all those places? What's wrong with Ghana? Good old Ghana. I'm talking to the low income people here. But if you have money and blow, then by all means. But don't be on a Ghana trip earning money. And then you say because you saw your friends update Maldives, you want to fly to Ibiza. Are you joking? Then you're now, so anything that points towards, stability and security for the future makes more sense. To a large extent, women are better planners when it comes to money than men. So financial disagreements, the solution, set financial goals together. As long as those goals are being almost met or you're facing that direction, nobody will need to panic. I knew a couple one time that the woman, right, wanted to travel abroad for her master's. And that was her desire. She was already working, but she wanted to travel abroad, do her master's, add to her qualification, and improve herself in her 9-to-5 work. The husband, on the other hand, was sick of 9-to-5. He was already out of it. He had a business he was building. He had just become an entrepreneur, and he wanted to grow the business. Now, both of them met. They were dating. Vibes was cool. Everybody liked them together. You guys look amazing together. And the husband kept saying, we need to quit 9-to-5. There's so much money we can make if we just put all our resources and time into this business. She's like, nope. I have dreams of going to do my master's in so school abroad, and I want to do it. So, because the sex was good, they looked good together, the vibes was all, they kept sweeping it under the carpet, and then they got married based on that. After they married, different life priorities now came into the picture. Life now began to happen. It now became more and more obvious that they were not aligning on something because they had different life priorities. They had opposing dreams, and what a lot of couples are told, a lot of intending couples are told is discuss your future early on. Find compromises where it is possible. But if the compromise is going to be too big and too nasty, then you people might be looking at an incompatible case, right? So your life priorities have to be put down and discussed. I know that, okay, I can bend in this place. Okay, me too, I can adjust in this place. Okay, me too, I can do this for a while. I can let go of this for a while, whatever it is. But the couple I'm telling you about, they did not look at it. And eventually, the guy restrained the woman from traveling and kept trying to push her, motivate her to invest in his business. And it just caused so much tension until eventually they separated. One thing. All I'm saying is different life priorities is a silent relationship killer. Think about it if the lady was with a man who also wanted to relocate abroad and support her while she did her master's. Or if the guy is with a woman who also believes in his business and they're like, yes, let's go all in. So it's just about matching, with the right person. They say everybody's weird. You just need to find your own weird. I know. Anyway, that's about that. And so you need to discuss these things in detail. And expecting your partner to fulfill all your emotional needs is unfair and unrealistic. You want your partner to be your motivator, your friend, your gossip friend, your everything, your work colleague, everything. We are more antisocial than any generation of human beings that have ever walked this planet. Before, people used to get a certain vibe from church. People used to get a certain vibe from work. People used to get a certain vibe from the neighborhood, from the community. But nowadays, because we're all on our phones and we're interacting virtually with each other, all these parts of our mind, body, and soul is starved. So we turn to our partner and expect our partner to be all these things. God forbid an extrovert should now go and marry an introvert. And the extrovert wants to talk, the introvert doesn't want to talk. There's going to be issues. So having unrealistic expectations, you have to understand that your partner is your partner. You guys should embrace each other to the extent that you can, but have realistic expectations with each other, but also maintain the support systems that you have outside of the relationship. And that's why I always tell people, especially women, you fall in love, you are crazy in love, you delete all your friends, you delete everything, even your siblings, you are not so much cordial with them as you used to because everything is your man, your man, your man. You need to have a life. And for guys too, you need to still have a couple of friends. Women, your guy still has to step out there and go hang out with his boys. Let him know what's going on in the streets. It is just normal. This helps you guys to maintain so you don't put the pressure on one another too much. Women, you need to have something going on. It's kind of social support system going on. It's not every time you want to discuss relationship problem. You might just want to discuss a business you want to do that's bothering you. You've discussed it with your husband. He has listened to you for 12 hours. You also discuss it with your mother. Discuss it with your girlfriends, the ones that you trust. Discuss it, it is what it is. So do not put unrealistic expectations on your partner, right? Maintain the other support systems that you have. That is the solution right there. Feeling unappreciated leads to frustration and distance. I said it before, if you know what thank you alone will do to your man, just, oh baby, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for always taking care of me and the kids. Thank you for what you do for this family. Thank you for always making sure I feel protected and loved. That man will go to the end of the world for you because that thing you're doing for him is the equivalent of him telling you are the most beautiful girl in the world. Of course, women need to feel appreciated too. A lot of women will say, well, look at everything I do. Even if it's a housewife, and that thing hurts me because looking at the past 30 years, right? In the last 30, 40 years, housewives were really bullied because they were doing so much. Because being a housewife is a full-time job. It's not 9 to 5, it's 12 to 12. But housewives were just like, she's just home. The man is one dropping all the money. But it's not just the money that's holding the family in place. It is not. It's the woman. So women too need to be appreciated. Oh, baby, you're so amazing. Baby, thank you so much. Oh, little, if we understand this, but no, we are too sharp for our own good. We're too intelligent. Show gratitude for small things that your partner does. Show gratitude. It's not by after starving her of no appreciation, you're not just going to buy one bag or one shoe. Fine, she might buzz on it, but 3 days later, what's there? You're back to status quo. So appreciate the little things that your partner does. Appreciate the little things. Just because you brought this glass of water for your partner, the partner says, oh, thank you so much. Bam. Simple as ABC. Continual negative feedback erodes self-esteem and love. You see, there's a way you can't. Yorubas will say, Pelela Kolabu, which means there's male sorry and female sorry. Anyway, this transition is not given. But inside Yoruba, it says, Pelela Kolabu. It means I can tell you, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Right? Or I can tell you, I'm sorry. And then when people come and say, did you have a like, yes, I said I'm sorry now, but look at the sorry. Was that really sorry? I'm sorry. So criticism also can have different ways. You can constructively criticize your partner. You can constructively You can give constructive feedback. Like, okay, why don't you do it like this? Okay, you know this thing that you did. I think it would be better if you do like this. Or what do you think? I'll suggest, insinuate, don't command and insist. So continuous criticism can make anybody shut down. Why did you do it like this? Why do you do this like that? Why do you do this like this? Why do you do like that? For the part where women are guilty, I always say is that because your husband does something different doesn't mean it is bad. Because he puts the glass cup here, but you think the glass cup should be here, it's okay. I know a couple that fought because of how they whisk egg. Somebody likes to whisk egg with spoon, and I say she's fuck that they used to whisk, and they fight on it. It's just amazing how emotionally unaware we can be at times. All right, so constant criticism is not healthy at all. Nobody wants to be around somebody that just doesn't see the good in what they do. So focus on constructive feedback and acknowledge strengths. Speak to the princess, to the soft woman in your woman. Speak to that version of her, and that version of her will be what she will give you. Speak to the king in your man. They say you can speak to the fool in your man or the king in him. Speak to the king in him, even if he's misbehaving. You will see that he will want to live up to that. We don't stop playing because we grew apart. We grew apart because we stopped playing. You have to understand that emotional or physical disconnection can make a relationship feel very still. And these things don't happen in a day. You see people that on their wedding day, it's as if nobody in this world has loved each other like them. Like they are so madly in love with each other. You come back and look at them 24 months later and they don't even want to look into each other's eyes. Little things. Everything we have discussed here, from resentment to constant criticism to financial disagreements to trust issues to poor conflict resolutions, all these things have eaten little bites. There are a lot of people who feel that no, our own love is different. By God's grace, your own love is different. But at the end of the day, if you don't do the work, it's like going to the gym and being fit. If you go to the gym and you're in your perfect shape today, stop going to the gym now and start eating junk food. Let's see what will happen in the next 1 month. You'll be out of shape again. So it's continuous work. And it's, when I say work, it's not as if you are going to, this work is too much. It's just, this thing was common sense for our ancestors. I don't know why we just treat it as if relationship too hard. What is not hard anything. It's just basic day-to-day living. Simple. It's just about you controlling your impulses. You restraining yourself from expressing some emotions that will not serve you in the moment. So loss of attraction or connection, you have to keep this spark alive. Guys, men are very guilty of this. The woman will feel better if you take her on dates once in a while. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It's just so. Some days just take a drive out and go and buy suya and come back home and play one movie that both of you have been dying to watch on a Friday night where you know there's no work tomorrow. These little things keep the spark alive. You have to be intentional about it. It seems like work, but it's less headache than when your woman is vibrating and she's unsettled. This right there, my people, my brothers and my sisters, are the 20 relationship killers and how to stop them in their tracks. Make sure you like, you comment, you share, you subscribe, and let's grow this YouTube channel to 1 billion subscribers. Cheers.